I will soon be live. I just need to check that my sound is working properly. So, I need someone to confirm that my sound is working. Because for me, it looks really slow. The video, the waiting screen looks really slow. But that might be just for me, because I had really bad internet all day. All right. Well, let's start. All right. So there is the market update, the Monday market update. It hasn't happened that much exciting today, so it's not that much important stuff to look at right now. Most of what we realize, of course, we have some new support that came into the market while we pumped last week. We had some good news, at least good news temporarily for Bitcoin. We had the rate cut about 0.5% that gave us a push up last week. Many people were hoping for this to be the next push that could take us to 80K. And usually, by news like this, we're not going to pump that much. We're going to have a reaction right away, because all the people that are waiting for the reaction to 80K, they are waiting for someone else to bring the action. So most of these things, the news things, is it gives us some good news and we can pump further. And now we are at 63K. So we have some news coming in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If these news are bullish, this could further pump us to 67, and then this could pump us to 70, and so on and so on. And but if it comes in bad news, it could dump us below. So we're gonna look a little bit of where we have support and where we have some resistance, and what we can anticipate with the news coming out this week. I'm gonna check my stream because I know it was a little bit laggy at first. It seems all right. Maybe it's still a little bit laggy. That's a possibility. Can anyone answer me that is my stream still laggy? Or is it okay? Because I don't see anyone chatting. I see my background is stupid. My camera isn't taking up all my background. That is stupid. I'm gonna check my light a little bit. I think I'm gonna turn off a little bit light. Let's see. Well, my light controls are not working either. That's great. Ah, that's working. My whole computer is a little bit laggy. So, and now, okay, I think that's better. I think it's better. I'm not really sure. Not lagging, at least not for you. That's great. That's great. Okay, so then we can continue to look at the market. So first of all, we're gonna look at the macro range, where we are in the macro range. And what is the macro range? Right now it's lagging for me. So my trading view is a little bit slow. My internet's been bad all day. I basically don't have internet. So right now I'm connected through my phone. So I hope it will work. I hope it will work. This is the macro range. This is the range we've been in since March. And right now we are at equilibrium, and we expected some resistance at equilibrium. Last week we were at Valiera low, and we got this good news. We pumped from around here at 57, 58K, and we took up and met equilibrium. And we always expect some resistance as equilibrium. We also expect some resistance at point of control and also Valiera high. So what we're hoping for now is to take all of this macro range, what we've been doing basically all this last 6 months. We're going up and down in the macro range. So we're hoping for some bullish news that will take us further and up to point of control and Valiera high. And we're also going to look at what support and resistance we have out at those areas. We also have a channel that we've been in for a long time. We have many channels. I can remove some of them. So we're going to look at this channel. This is also a very potential ending or potential outcome for the days to come. We see that Valiera high is above the channel. So if we have a exit from this channel, we can call that an out breach, but it wouldn't be a clear break of the channel or the break of the trend before we take the last previous high. So we could have basically a swing failure pattern and down, not taking this one, and it would still not be any breakouts. Of course, we could have the breakout. We could have a retest of the channel and then up, and that would be very bullish. That would potentially take us back to all-time high if we got something like that. We have some support and we have some resistance. We do not have a lot of support below us. We have a monthly level. That's the monthly levels that have been created just last month. So where is the monthly and weekly levels? They're not popping up because my system is lagging. So I'm going to turn on all of them. Okay, I'm not going to turn on the daily. So we're going to turn off the macro range, and we can also turn off the weekly. So if you go to the monthly, we see how the monthlies are working. We have a monthly open. It's actually not a real monthly level yet because it's just a monthly open, but that acts as some kind of support. We do not have any monthly below us, or we do have, which is down at 25. Oh my God, it's down at 25. That is where we have monthly levels. But having a monthly level is a strong support, and we had one over here from April, we had a monthly level and we were held back 1, 2, 3 times. We can see we breached that level, but we didn't close below it. So, but here we closed below, so this created a new monthly level, and this is the support we have. Before we had the support at 60.9. Breaking this support, this monthly support, is very bad. Closing below it is also really bad. I've said it before. We have some weekly, we have a little bit more weekly than we have monthly. The thing for the monthly levels are not very accurate. We can pinch through them quite much. The weekly levels are more accurate, but it's not that strong. So either the weekly holds or it doesn't. If it holds, we hold very close to the weekly. The daily is even more accurate, but weaker. So we can pinch through much more daily levels. But if we have a monthly and we have a weekly and a daily at the same area, that's a really strong support and it's a very accurate support. So we can look at what else we have. We're going to look for the weeklies. And we go to the weekly chart right now, and then it's going to look a little bit funny with the monthlies because we don't see where they come from. And there we have the weekly levels coming in. So we have a weekly level at 54. We have a monthly at 59. And this monthly, as I said, is not very accurate. This is not very accurate. We can go quite much below it. We don't have to close below it. But even if we are quite below it, it could still act as support. And then comes in weekly that is much more accurate. So let's say we have a really good support somewhere between 55 and 58. But right now we are at an area where we have a lot of resistance because we have a monthly and we have a weekly at the same area. If we go a little bit lower time frame, if we go to the 1 hour, we can see how good it's been holding the price action. So we came up, the brush, I'm gonna turn off the brush. Gonna turn off the brush. My chat in my OBS is not working, so I have to use the chat in here to see, but it's okay. It's stupid. I have really bad internet, and that is the reason. Yeah, we go for the 1 hour, and we see we came up last week. It came to the weekly, and it held up pretty accurate. And then we came out and we tried it again, and we went to the weekly and the monthly. What we also did, we hit a naked VWAP. I think we've taken it out. I have removed it. We had a naked VWAP, and we also have a naked VWAP right above us. The naked VWAPs, they are really accurate and really strong. So in this case, it's a strong resistance together with strong weekly and strong monthly area. So what we need now, we need a lot of power to break through this area of strong resistance. We can see a little bit above us where we have more support and resistance. We go for the daily. And what we're hoping to see is hoping not to see. If we see that point of control is very lonely, if there is no support and resistance together with point of control, then maybe we expect us to pinch through the point of control. And the same applies for the equilibrium. And right now, if we go to the macro, I have to do like this. If we go to the macro and things turned off right now, and I didn't. If we go to the macro and we see, it should have come up more. There it is. We see the macro level, now the equilibrium. In the equilibrium, in the macro, comes along very at the same place at the weekly and the monthly that we resisted right now. If you look at the last top, when we were over here, it was almost the same place. Equilibrium was at the same place at that time, and we had some really good resistance at this equilibrium. What happens now if we cannot produce enough bullish news to take us up, because basically the market is waiting. It's just waiting for some bullish news to take us up or take us down. And of course, go through this strong resistance. Bear, that's good. You don't see, almost. This was really good. Alcohol commercial on eBay is not good, but okay. Whatever. If we cannot pinch this area right now, that means we're going to have a double top. And a double top is not good. If we got a double top and we take down some strong support below us, then we can probably see some lower, a lot lower. But right now we are in the macro range. We are at equilibrium, and we expect that we're going to take the whole value area. So that means that we expect to come up to this area around 70, 71. Of course, we have the channel, but we are mostly looking for the ranges, and we expect us to take the whole ranges before we go down again. If we get some really bullish scenario, we could expect us to have a breakout. But right now, the momentum doesn't support this breakout. So the momentum, we use a momentum indicator. We can use wherever. We can use relative strength index. Everybody knows what relative strength is. And this is really slow because my internet is really slow. So we want a good momentum to take us up, and basically we want to see that we have a higher high and a lower low on the momentum, and we want to see that on we want to see a lower low. What we want to see is something like this, and we want to see a higher high on the momentum. That is some kind of momentum that probably can take us back to 74k and possibly a breakout. We're not going to go into what momentum is today and how it's affecting the market. I have all that in my course, but for now it's only in Norwegian, but I believe everybody's watching right now is also Norwegian, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, this momentum we have, we didn't have any good daily momentum, so it's not really a good sign of us to take an all-time high as of now. What we may do, might do, my English is really bad. What we might do, we might get a big dump. Let's say we get a big dump, something like this, and up here, and then we're gonna have the momentum, and that's gonna give us the momentum to take the all-time high. That may happen, but that would take us hopefully not to 35k, but of course something like that. So we're going to look a little bit more at what we have above us. We already looked a little bit. So we have the point control. We're going to stretch a little bit. So we have the control. At the point control, we have a monthly level. I believe we also have a naked VWAP. Yes, we have a naked VWAP. So this is also a really strong area. The point control is... This is the point control around here, and here is the naked VWAP, the monthly and the weekly level. So I expect this area to be a really strong resistance. So my next stop, if we break through this area of actually 64.4, I think was the 64.6, 64.7. That was where we expected something to happen. We had it from the last week as an interesting area. Turn it on. This was a really interesting area where we're looking for a short. I took a short. It's not that good already, but and many of my viewers also took a short from this area. Right now we're holding the short because it's a strong resistance. We're not expecting us to break through right now before we get some really bullish news. The next area that would be an interesting area is a large area, and we can mark it up because it's not marked out yet. So this is the point control. I'm going to put an interesting area up here. This is a really interesting area. We can see we have some more. I'm going to use template and use the interesting boy. There we have, I write it down. I write down what we have. We have the macro point control. Plus we have a monthly. Plus we have a weekly. Plus we have a naked. We could also write down the numbers, but I did basically just write it down. I have the box open. I have my alarm. So when we come to this area, it triggers my interest, and then I can go in. I can turn on everything I see in this box, and then I can take a look at it where it is. So basically, what we're looking for when we come into this area is some sort of momentum, some sort of indication on patterns or candles, some bearish engulfing, something that gives us a sentiment that we're going down when we reach these levels. So I keep this interesting area right now. I'm putting it down into the interesting box right here. So this is a really, really interesting area. And then we come up to the upper part of the range. And here is, yeah, this is a monthly, is a weekly, I think. It's just a weekly. And is it a monthly? Yeah, it's a monthly. So this is also a really interesting area, 71,000, but we know that already because that's close to the all-time high and we expect it to go down from there. We're not expecting it to go to 80K. We expect it actually to go down. If we go to 80K, what we do when we're coming through the range, we're taking profits. And naturally, we always taking profit at equilibrium, and we always take profit at point of control and value high. And this area will take some profit, and then we'll leave maybe 20%. We'll leave 20%. It can go down to the bottom of the range, or it can go with us to 80K if we go to 80K. But if we use this technique every time, you see that we've been here many times. So we could have one trade, one and a short down, another trade, a short down. So this is the way to do it. We can leave 20%, and this 20%, if it goes to stop loss, doesn't really matter. If we're doing spot, just keep it. Spot, we cannot really short. So yeah. So what we are looking for now is something that could push us through this equilibrium area. Of course, we take some profits off this short as soon as we're coming a little bit down. I wouldn't take that much profit. I'm taking a little bit, just enough to cover my stop loss. I'm hoping, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get down to the strong support at 59, but I'm hoping we can get down to the strong support at 59. And if I take out too much right now, I'm going to be so mad at myself for taking out too much. We can look at what more we have. We have some TPOX, and the TPOX is a time POC. Not that much reactive alone, but it may have some good reaction with some other levels. And we have a TPOC. We don't have a TPOC up here. We have a TPOC here at 63. We can see how the reaction was to the time POC. We have to go down a little bit lower. Yeah, here's the time POC. And the first hit to the time POC is actually taken out now, so I can remove it. But it's good just to keep it so I can show you. But we see the first reaction to the time POC was pretty accurate. And we could having a good short on this one. We can look if we had some momentum indication that told it was coming. So let's look at the relative strength index. And nah, we did. Yeah, we had some. Not the first one, not the first hit, but we had one on the second hit, but that was not actually a hit to the TPOC. That was the first hit to the weekly. So we had on the 1 hour, we had the first momentum reaction to the weekly. Shows that we have a higher price and we have a lower on the momentum. That basically just means that a lot of the long orders that came in was basically stopping out short orders, stuff like that. So the momentum, we didn't produce a lot of new contracts when taking this top. So we had a small reaction to the weekly. That this TPOC didn't really have a reaction. So we can remove that one right now. Take it away. Yes, remove them. This is a new feature in Bybit. It asks us if we really want to remove or not, if it's locked. So, and we also have the naked POCs. Naked POCs are a little more reactive, but of course, it's more reactive the more volume is a naked point of controls. The daily naked point of control, we have daily, we have weekly, we have monthlies. And of course, weeklies are working very accurate and they are more powerful, but of course, it has to be a volume in them. And right now we see the naked POC is at 574 million. Most of the days right now, the volume is around, this is not for the total market. This is inside Bybit. The volume is basically around between 400 and 900 million. If you had some naked POCs at above 800 million, 900 million, 1 billion, maybe around there, it would be much more reactive. We have one at 784. This will be a little bit more reactive. This one at 574 wouldn't probably be that much active. So here we have a weekly level and we have a naked POC of 1.2 billion. That is really strong. This is also a strong level. I don't have this as an interesting area, but we should definitely look it out when we're coming there. And of course, if we range up quite slowly, this could be an interesting area for a short, like small term short. Fibonacci's, we know that golden pockets work very, very well. We're gonna take up some weekly, and we're just gonna look at the Fibonacci's, see where we have some Fibonacci's, and Fibonacci's, again, Fibonacci's together with support and resistance, also like weekly and daily levels, are really interesting. We see that the area we are right now, we know that this is the equilibrium. We also know that it was an interesting area, but we're going to use it, equilibrium, and we also have golden pocket. We had reaction from this golden pocket last week as well over here. So another reaction to this, and if we can't take it out, again, we're going to have a double top, and that is a strong top, and that is quite bearish if it's going to continue to be a top. We have another important, and the thing is, the golden pockets are developing all the time. So people said, weren't you looking for a reaction at 54? No, I wasn't. I was looking for a reaction at 54 when we were at 60, but I'm not looking for a reaction there that much anymore, because now I'm looking for the biggest reaction at like 57, 56, 57, because there's where we have our golden pocket. Usually the golden pocket can react all the way down to 786, but most of the reaction happens at the golden pocket. So we can just take a small example of this one. So we had reaction to this top. We also took a little bit higher. This is from the bottom to the top, and we can turn on the 786, and we can see that it hit almost to the dollar to 786. It wasn't taken out. So this is a good reaction to the golden pocket. The reaction that actually took us up to where we are right now. The reaction last week from the positive rate cuts came from here. So it was not the rate cuts that took us up, but we had a really good reaction. And we were looking at this 3 weeks ago, and we said losing this area is really, 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 really bad for Bitcoin. But we didn't lose it, so everything was okay. Cool. So we can have some other test of this one. So we can take to the bottom, to the high over here. And basically we had a reaction because a little bit higher. So we did have a small reaction, but it didn't give that much. We can take another from the top to the bottom. Let's remove this shit. And have we can take this one first because we see it has some reaction, or almost reaction at the 0.5, also an important level at this one, 0.5. We had some reaction close to the golden pocket in this area. Some choose to draw it from the close to the close, and still it's going to be the same. And we're going to do another one, and we're going to see from the bottom to the top. Here we had a good reaction to the golden pocket. It didn't give us like the biggest trade in the world, but it gave us something. And again, it was not totally accurate, but it was pretty accurate. And then we had another golden pocket from this bottom till this top, and this one hits almost good. We can look in the 1 hour. It looks a little bit better on the 1 hour. So, and the 1 hour is slow again. To find it because it's over here somewhere. My is really slow, and it's not really working because everything is so slow for my internet today. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm really sorry about the internet today. I was thinking of making this stream much earlier, but I had a lot of problems with the internet. I found a solution right now. Is not working as well as I hoped. But let's see if we can. And looks like my internet is totally breaking down. So we had this reaction. This was the reaction I was hoping to see it in the lower time frame. That wasn't possible due to my really, really bad internet. And we had another. Yeah, this is the golden pocket we are at right now. We had much more golden pockets in this range. We have plenty of them, and plenty of them had really, really good reactions. We have a lot of reactions on the lower time frames. On the higher time frames, they're not often that accurate. On the lower time frames, they are more accurate. So we had the first top. This one, we had a reaction. We did not have a reaction from the first top. I see that right now. I was hoping for a reaction. This was our 54, where I was hoping for the reaction. It had a reaction here, but it was not really the golden pocket because that was to this top. But we can look at. Yeah, here I can see we didn't have a reaction. We break just through it. This one. There we had, yeah, there was this reaction. And now we are hoping to get a reaction also around the 60K. And we know we have a lot of support also around 60K. That was a weekly, I think. Hope is coming. Was it a monthly? Yeah, it was a monthly around 60K. So we have a lot of support, and we also have a golden pocket. And golden pockets together with support resistance are really, really good. Right now, my examples wasn't really good because my internet is totally not good. So, well, I think I'm gonna cut it here because my internet is killing me, and basically it's almost impossible for me to demonstrate anything, which is bad internet because everything is lagging and things are not fast enough and stuff like that. So, short recap, we are at equilibrium. We hope this doesn't give us a new double top because that is probably going to take us much lower. We have some really good monthly support at around 60K. That is the support we are looking for right now. And we're hoping for some bullish news to take us back to point of control and eventually, hopefully, to vol area high. Of course, we have the channel. The channel patterns coming in at 66.7, 66.3 around there. So this is also a really important area before this point control. We can have a breakout, sort of breakout, and reaction to point control, and then down. We're also going to take a little look at what news we have. That is, my internet is really bad, but we're going to take a look at the news. So we have some economic events. And again, this was really, really slow. We're going to look at the 1 hour. And the way I color them what I expect to happen for Bitcoin. So if this is news that is potentially going to be bullish for dollar, it's going to be bearish for Bitcoin. And if it's going to be bearish for dollars, probably going to be bullish for Bitcoin. So today we had an event today. I expected this daily event to happen today to be bearish for Bitcoin. So that's why I marked it out as an red line. So it wasn't that bearish. It was, I would say it was more or less neutral. It didn't give a big reaction at all. So, and we have some more events coming in this week. Let's look at the more events we have. We have CB Consumer Index. Usually doesn't affect Bitcoin that much. It may not happen that much, but the thing is, when we have a lot of news, usually it's going to be slow between the news, and then if we have some reaction, we have some reaction at the news. Having a trade right before the news is a bad place to put the trade because we usually get a wick to the upside and downside, and we also got that probably here. We got in the next hour on here, we had 1.14%. This was not that much, but sometimes we have like 5 or 6% up and down within the first hour, and that would basically take us out to the upside and downside. So we want to be in the trade already when the news happens. Maybe we're going to add to the trade when we see what direction the market takes. So the new is CB Consumer Confidence. That happens on Tuesday, tomorrow. It happens Norwegian time at 4 o'clock. I'm not expecting it to be that impact for Bitcoin, so it might be a little bit slow. And then we have on Thursday, we have unemployment claims. And unemployment claims, this came in bad every week. And it's been devastating for the dollar every time. And it's also expected this week to come in rather not good for the dollar. So at Thursday is the first news that I think might pump us up above this equilibrium area. So I think it's going to be quite slow until Thursday. We might have a little bit dump on this news. It depends. Sometimes the news are opposite. It is expected to be bullish for the dollar. It could be better, so it could come out differently. Last week we saw the rate cut. The rate cut was expected at 0.25%. It came out at 0.5. Or basically all of the YouTube was waiting for 0.5. The news reports from the big financial newspapers was 0.25, and 0.25, it wouldn't have done nothing. Probably dollar wouldn't do not much, and probably Bitcoin wouldn't do much. 0.5, it made the dollar dump, and of course the Bitcoin pump. So it can come in different than we expect, both up and down. So the first news, I'm expecting us to take some take on this, take another test as this equilibrium comes in on Thursday, and that is the employment claims. And the employment claims are usually gives good effect on Bitcoin. Then on Friday we have the core PCE price index. Usually it's not that much affecting on Bitcoin. And for Friday, I'm not really sure if it's gonna pump the dollar or dump the dollar. I'm really not sure, because I think it's gonna come in pretty neutral from last time. So this is the news events we have. If you are in my trading academy and if you are a VIP member, you have access to this. Chart. You can download my chart. You can download all the levels so you can use them yourself. If not, come into the Trading Academy Discord and ask for it. Maybe I'm nice, but still, if you have the link never changes. So if you ask someone and get the link is the same every week, and you can basically download it every day, because I update my chart almost every day. So that was with really bad internet. That was some little bit update on the market. Right now is not really exciting. I have any really exciting news. I think that we may range a little bit in this area. I'm not expecting any really bullish things to happen, at least not until Thursday. We may go a little bit up, we may go a little bit down, but most of all, I think we are going a little bit down based on the TA and the momentum we have in the market. So I'm gonna cut off now, and I see that my trading view is totally frozen, and probably my stream